Hi, I'm Sarah Gash with sarahgash.com, The Grounded Path. I am a certified hand analyst, and I am open to sharing everything with anybody that can help them on their path to living the best life that they can live. Today, I want to share with you how mandalas can be used to help you on the path to self-discovery, self-healing, self-expression. Whether you color the mandalas or whether you create your own, both is a form of active meditation, and that can be incredibly helpful to get grounded and centered within yourself. A lot of us have suffered in the past or currently do with anxiety or depression, and in clinical trials, mandalas and coloring has been shown to be very helpful with that. It's one modality that allows you to express your creativity calmly. It allows you to become focused inward, and it's amazing what you see when your mandalas are complete. So there's different ways to do this. Like I said, you can print off from the internet pictures of mandalas that you can simply color in with whatever you have available to you. And I have done this option a lot in the past. If you've looked at my blog before, or you've heard me talk, you may know, or you've looked at my About page, that I was diagnosed with lupus 16 years ago. And I had a lot of depression regarding that. I ended up quitting a career I had with the VA, and it was a tumultuous time for me, and I was a bit lost, and someone guided me, thankfully, to actually coloring mandalas. I went to a counselor, and that's what she advised me. And it was so helpful for me to become focused inward. And I didn't know it at the time, but it is a form of active meditation. And I became very clear about what I wanted in my life and where I wanted to go at that time. And it significantly did help me with my depression, along with changing my diet, changing my stress level, lifestyle modifications. There was a whole host of things in there, but this was one segment that was helpful. So, coloring, if that's what you enjoy doing, I will leave some links in my blog post of different places you can get those. There are books at bookstores, where have I seen them? I've seen them at Walmart. I've seen them everywhere. So you can get books too if you don't have a printer available. I want to share with you, though, a way to easily create your own mandala, because then you have total freedom of expression. But the first thing I want to say is let go of any thought you have that it has to be anything in particular. I limited myself for years from expressing my creativity, which is inherent in me, because I thought I couldn't measure up. And I'm telling you now, when it comes to creative endeavors, it doesn't matter what it looks like as an outcome. What matters is the process. So, if nowhere else in your life you allow yourself the freedom to be who you are and to express yourself without judgment, do it here. I know that's hard. That's part of my life lesson. But I can tell you I did that. I started doing that, and it made a huge difference. And you'll be amazed at the places you can go when you stop judging this part of your life. So, if you feel like creating your own, there are a multitude of ways to do it. I've seen lots of YouTube videos. I'm going to give you a very simple method that allows you to create a mandala that can help you either just to become calm and relaxed, or you can look at it and see where you're at this point in your life. If you have a burning question, you don't know why you feel a certain way, you can ask yourself to create a mandala that may help guide you. And sometimes you don't know what it means when you're done, but another part of it is you could journal after and say, I'm using a whole lot of red here. What does that mean? Or you can look at it and go, gosh, I'm really angry. What am I angry about? It really is a way for you to get in touch with how you feel. So this is an example of one I just did today, actually. There we go. And it only took me about 45 minutes. It didn't take long. but it was a nice, relaxing interlude. And I put up on here afterwards, I did reflect on it and what does that mean for me? And I'm in a very creative process right now. I am creating a life for myself that I did not dream for myself 5 years ago. I feel like I'm metamorphosizing, if that's a word, with hand analysis. I mean, hand analysis has really been the key for me. So I did this, and as you can see, there's lots of circles and flowers, and I always love flowers. And so I just I didn't do a long journal entry or anything. I just reflected on it, and I said, oh, my potential explosion in creative expression that's on its way. That's what I got from that one. So to do this, I wanted to show you how to simply do this. And I'm not talking about the patterns and the flower and just the squiggle lines, because you're going to find what works for you. I've seen people who put cats in the middle, and I saw people who didn't want it to be so symmetrical, you know, where each one had a pattern. It's really individual on what you want. There is total freedom here. The first thing, it is absolutely easier if you have, oh, the tool just left me, the one in elementary school, the compass that you use to make the circles. It is easier. But I wanted to show how to do this when you don't have that available, because most adults do not have a compass sitting at home. I have 3 kids at home still, so I probably do have one upstairs. But most of the time, I don't use a compass. I freeform it. Or I do the second method. Start with a square piece of paper works better than a rectangular. It just does. And you can use any kind of paper you want. And then various shapes. That's why all these are in here. Well, they're all circles, but various sized circles. Okay, and a little oil, just because I like the smell. Okay, so I'm going to start with a fairly big circle as my main mandala. Now, a mandala in Sanskrit means circle. Have I already said that? And it is a sacred symbol. And it's sacred. All cultures use it. We see it in nature everywhere. So take the plate, whatever you're using for your big circle, just put it in the middle. And I do use pencils for this in case I want to erase them. Perfection not required. Keep on saying this to yourself. This may be, if your life lesson is about failing or not being good enough, just keep on saying it to yourself. Doesn't matter. It's what's in the process and if you enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to take a medium one now, and I'm trying to center this so it's equal, but you know what? My one I just showed you, it wasn't perfectly centered because I'm not marking the middle. It is helpful, especially when you're first starting, to have all these lines helping you though. Oh, and now a medium, a little bit smaller would be good, and you know what? I didn't bring one of those in there, so I'm going to go small. Try to center in the middle. And that's too big. I'm going to use, here we go. So this is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. This is what you start with. This is what I started with. And then, if you want to have the symmetry of the pattern and the proportions correct, I mark it with a ruler. Once again, this is not perfect, but it's close. And depending on how much you want to divvy it up, which is totally up to you, and I try to make every one of these equal. You mark them. Okay, so I'll just stop there, but you can go as many times as you want. Now, it's your choice whether you're going to draw things first or whether you're going to just color them. And I, most of the time, like to just color. And sometimes you're going to want to erase some of these grid lines, depending. And you just start free-flowing What feels good? Do you want circles? Do you want to draw pictures? Do you want butterflies? Do you just want color and squiggle color all over? You can use more than just markers. You can use paint if you'd rather just freeform the paint. And when you're done, take the time to reflect on what it means to you, even if it's just a real quick reflection. I really hope that you try a mandala, you try to do it on your own, or you at least print off some or get a book and color some. They really are helpful for you, for me, for people to figure out what's going on in themselves, or if you simply need some relaxation, they really are helpful. Coloring is a great way to relax. I wish we never let go of that when we were kids. That freedom of coloring just to color. So, I hope you can incorporate this into your life. I hope it helps you. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.